What is going on, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SF1. I almost said GP like I usually do in the race, but however, this is going to be something a little bit different. We're going to do the review and awards for Season 1, and then we're going to get into that juicy, spicy details that everybody's been asking me about for Season 2. We're going to run through all the teams. We're going to run through the GP lists, as well as dropping the calendar. But however, we're going to start with the review for Season 1. It was quite a season. I wouldn't say it was a bad season to begin with. We had a couple drivers, new drivers gearing up for league racing. It was actually really enjoyable to see some of them join up the league and then have a couple goes here and there. And Wrath in the chat. I am reading the chat though, guys. He said would, but he meant to say woo. But yeah, review of the season, first season, was pretty much a solid season. We got through the entire season, which is always a successful way of looking at things. GP3 was a solid run. A lot of guys showed a lot of pace towards the end of the season. GP2 was just annihilation here and there, but definitely worth watching. And GP1, the guys in GP1 just keeping it strong, having a couple races back and forth. You have no idea who's going to grab pole or who's going to win. But we're going to look through all of these guys, the tables and that such, until we get into Season 2. So we're going to look at the final table that we had for GP3 right now, as Phantom grabbed the championship. Robbie finishing in P2. We have Danberg, who finished third. Goomba finished fourth of the season. Seifert finished fifth. We have Grimdog finishing sixth. We have Robbie finishing seventh. Solex finished eighth. Sherbert finished ninth. Wrath finishing 10th. We have Robbo in 11th. Dalby in 12th. We have Mr. Johnson in 13th. Fanatec in 14th, or Fanastake, sorry. We have Gamerman in 15th. Canarito is 16th. Gunners is 17th. Lord Bumbledore, late shower to the season, so I'm sure that once he has a full season under his belt, he'll definitely climb the table. Tellhell in 19th, and All in Your Face finished 20th. But all in all, it was a really good season. We had a couple guys drop out midway through, and we had a couple guys join in. Some of the guys that were I might have made a mistake. Sorry, Wrath. I was kind of in a hurry. But yeah, it was quite a season. Let me take a look. Did I make a whoop whoop? Not sure. But yeah, Season 3. We are actually quite hesitant to have a GP3 because we've had it in the past. And it didn't have a lot of numbers. A lot of guys didn't stay. But this year, you guys really put on the money where it was. So we had a successful GP3. Looking forward to GP3 this season too, so it's going to be a lot more spicy. But you can't take away the fact that the man drove like crazy. BRL Phantom crossed the season off on his bucket list, putting a title to his name. So very solid congratulations to BRL Phantom, as well as the guys that finished. Robbie had a good strong pace. Danberg had a good strong pace towards the end of the season. A lot of guys. Yeah, so that's the big thing. We'll get into that, Wrath. We'll definitely jump into that. But we're going to look at GP2, the finishing order for this season. SF1 Senna grabs the title, his first in SF1 history. Devla pushes and ties SF1 Carlos for a second, but however, since Devla had more wins on the season, he's going to cross the line for the season in P2. SF1 Carlos finishes P3. We have Livid making a good push. Solid finish position for Livid in fourth. Bill in fifth. We have Postglad joining late, making his way up the table like crazy in sixth. Looney Moo is seventh. We have Fatal finishing in eighth. We have Don Croce moving from GP1 down to GP2, finishing ninth. We have Becker in 10th. Whiffy Winner is 11th. We have Zolo finishing 12th. Lucky 13 in 13th. How is that? That's not a coincidence, is it, Lucky? But yeah, Croak filling in for JML as JML dropped midway through the season. So Croak finishes 14th. Kart Legend 15th. We have Phil in 16th. Dinner, who joined and then didn't join, I guess you would say. He found a little bit hard to get home from work and then keep driving. We have Rara in 18th, and we have Steele in 19th. And Albon, unfortunately, couldn't make some of the races towards the end of the season. But all in all, this season was a really good season to watch some of the guys progress. A couple big surprises. I would have to say I was really surprised at Senna's pace once he said he was moving to the wheel full time. But he said he had a lot more time in his hands to practice, and what do you know, he pulls out the title from that one. And Devla, I mean, the pace towards the end of the season, winning races at Mexican Grand Prix, He won a couple of the other races, just shy of winning the last race in Abu Dhabi. But I mean, great battle from a lot of these guys. Going to be really excited to see GP2 next season. But SF1 Senna grabs the title for this season, so congratulations to him. And we're going to move it on to GP1. As you guys see, Harrison picks up his first victory and title for the season in SF1 after battling Enzo for countless seasons. I think it was 2. But yeah, he battled Enzo, got the best of everybody this season, and finishes with that title to his name. Anton, missing a couple races, finishes a solid P2. We have SF1 Stick finishing P3 in the championship, with 0 just behind. Enzo finishing 5th. We have Shuf in 6th. Amadale finishes 7th. We have Ruzia in 8th. We have Hubdi in 9th. And Chattalulu finishes 10th for the season. Soap in 11th. SF1 Tom 12th. Hellboy in 13th. Mattis Gamer Boss 14th. Joined late in the season. Jono finishes 15th. He had an injury to himself towards the end of the season, so he couldn't partake in the later stages. Lord Eros in 16th. We have a couple of the other guys. Neymar out of the fur. We have Brian and Taylor Clan, who joined right around the week. I think it was the British Grand Prix, and then they did the Singapore Grand Prix, all the way up to the Singapore Grand Prix, and then they weren't around anymore. I think they dropped out, but can't take anything away from the guy. SF1 Harrison, I guess I didn't change that. He has changed his gamer tag, but Harrison picks up the victory for the season and that big title. I keep saying victory, but we're going to jump into the combined. How is everybody doing? 22 viewers. You guys are awesome. I don't mean to ramble on. I know I'm trying to get through season 1 review as it is. We have the combined as Alfa Romeo grabbed the title. It was a nail biter all the way down to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I'm sure if you asked some of the guys that were in each team, from the Mercedes team to the Alfa Romeo team, it was back and forth for, I think, the last 8 races. So yeah, congratulations to both Alfa Romeo. Mercedes has made a strong push towards the end. Racing Point only getting stronger with a couple of their drivers in that team. Ferrari finished 5th. We have AlphaTauri finishing 6th. We have Red Bull finishing 7th. We have Renault finishing 8th. Williams in 9th, and we have McLaren finishing in 10th. So big woo-ha to Alfa Romeo. That was one heck of a season. I've never won a combined constructors, so the first time doing so, I was really proud of all the guys that were involved in the team and racing with each other, racing against the other teams like Mercedes and Haas, as well as Racing Point, especially at a lot of points. But that being said, never won anything until this season. I haven't never won a combined constructor. It's really tough, but I'm really proud of you guys. Especially, yourself, Raph, Brim, who's, I don't know if he's watching or not. We have Carlos watching. Carlos was actually supposed to join me, but he's fallen ill. So if everybody could wish him a good, get ready, get yourself healed up and get ready to go. Hold on, I'm going to take a nice sip of my coffee. Before we get into the Season 1 awards, now this is where I was going to pin a couple of the clips that you guys were talking about. However, I just put a clip on the side, as you guys can see, so I can get through these. But for the GP3 awards, these were cumulative questions that were sent out. Driver Championship, you can see BRL Phantom won the title. We'd have to say that the most improved driver throughout the season would definitely be Gamerman. Surprise driver, SF1 Goomba had a lot of pace and was battling for podiums at a couple of races and finished, I believe it was P5 in the championship. So that was a solid season for himself, so look for him to improve on the next season. Phantom, cleanest driver, least driver brought to the stewards for anything on clips that were involving him or not him. But moment of the season, when I have to say the fact that we had 8 different drivers that won a GP, so that is a good solid look at the pace. You guys all kind of are right there with each other. It is really, really solid season from you guys. Looking forward to Season 2 on F1 2020. We'll get into GP2 awards. You see, Senna grabs the championship, most improved driver. Although I'm not kind of surprised about this, but I am. But it was Devla who was kind of the most improved. Definitely towards the end of the season, started picking up a lot of wins. And then we have surprise driver, Postglad, making his return to SF1. And pretty much just climbing the table like crazy, getting podiums, getting wins out of unfortunate luck towards some of the other drivers, but always there for a podium. Cleanest driver has got to be Looney Moo. I think he was the least amount brought up to the stewards, as I was GP2 stewards, and I don't remember seeing his name all but once the entire season, and it was him defending a clip, I think it was. But best moment of the season, I was going to show a clip, but I decided it was probably the worst clip I could ever show. Anybody in GP2 remembers the Russian Grand Prix start. If you haven't seen it, it is over on YouTube if you want to watch some chaos. Probably the worst start to a race I've ever seen in league history, but yeah, it's there, so definitely go on and take a look at it. But here we go, we're going to jump over to the GP1 Awards Driver Championship. SF1 Harrison, most improved has got to be Aruzia, as he was borderline GP2 pace a couple seasons ago. I think it was actually just last season, and then we did our time trials for season 1 on GP1 here, and he clocked in at GP1, and seeing some of the races that he was really putting the pace down. Surprise driver has to be SF1 Stig, finishing P3 in the championship, so solid race from him, solid season as well. Cleanest driver has got to be Hubdy, and no, this isn't favoritism. This is definitely some of the questions that were sent out. Hubdy was brought to the stewards less than anybody, I think, and moment of the season has to be Singapore Grand Prix. I remember streaming that, where a couple of guys like Enzo and the guys that left, like Neymar and Tyler Clan, were battling for the lead, and Harrison was late to qualifying, so he had to start from the very back. Actually, no. He made qualifying at the very end, got a lap in, but yet it kicked him out. So he had to start from the back. And because of the battling going on in the front, there was contact made, and Harrison actually won that race I think it was a bit of rain at the beginning of that race as well. But yeah, I mean, that was quite a season to unfold with GP1. A couple of the guys, some of your guys' pace is just baffling towards me. But yeah, cheers to everybody. The moment you guys have all been waiting for. Let me take a big sip of my coffee and get into the Season 2 announcements. Danberg telling everybody he is Rookie of the Year is Danberg. That's not a bad shout. I wouldn't be afraid to award that one, Danberg. But the Season 2 announcements, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. I know I've had several messages about this one, so I put the slide first so you guys can see it. It is definitely the most intriguing one, but here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Season 2 calendar, it is going to be 18 races, down from 22 races. It is right there. We are going to start with the Brazilian Grand Prix, followed by United States Grand Prix. Hungary is on there. Then we hit Singapore, Austria, Mexico, Australia. We hit Azerbaijan, Japan, Italy, France, Great Britain, Canada, Belgium. Oh, that should have said just Belgium. Whatever. Abu Dhabi, Netherlands, Spain, and we cap off the final season on F1 2020 Season 2 in and under the lights at Bahrain. The big question, or not the big question, but the big thing is no more full qualifying this season. We are moving completely to short qualifying, 50% race distance, dynamic weather, like always. Lobby is always going to be, it should be lobby 15, not 30, but race time is always going to be 20-30, unless one of the hosts have to delay it for any time being. Just keep your eye out for that one. But I'll keep that. We'll actually jump back for this one in a bit, but we're going to go for the next one. This is where I was going to ask a couple of the guys to jump in party with me. However, I did open a party and nobody joined, so we're going to take a look at the teams and GP list. So how I did this is going to be in the opposite direction, not opposite direction, but opposite order from the finishing position of Season 1. So if you finish at the bottom of the table, you're going to be at the top. And we're going to go over the McLaren team first. McLaren team, taken over by Bravo this season for the management position. Soap moves from the Renault team to the McLaren team with Hellboy partnering up in GP1. We have Bravo and Don Croce in GP2. So Croce moving from the Ferrari team, coming over to the McLaren team. And for GP3, we have All You Face and a new driver, Alone Goblin, is going to start his career in SF1 for GP3. So give you guys a nice little boop there. Or it's deleted by moderator. You guys being naughty. Who wants to dance? Yeah, McLaren guys, get yourselves pumped up. Please, please, please score more than 1,000 points this season. That was one of the big reasons why we X SF1 Tom from being a team manager this season. But next team on the block is going to be the brand new Williams team, completely redone. Enzo is going to manage this team this season. He's moving from the Haas team, and he's taking a couple people with him. He's taken Amundale with him, his teammate in the Haas team last season, both moving to Williams. SF1 Carlos, an Alfa Romeo driver, leaving the team, a championship team, to join the Williams team with his teammate is going to be Looneymoo. Danberg is on the Williams team for GP3, and Lord Bumbledore is going to team up with them. I have to finish, you guys. An awesome, incredible season. Yes, we really mostly appreciate the drivers, you guys making the races. It's what makes it worthwhile. Make sure, that you guys enjoy your time here racing. That's the biggest part of it. We don't want to just be out there pushing you guys to do it. But yeah, Williams team completely renewed. Let's see what kind of pace these guys have in this season. Should see. Would it be surprising? A lot of these teams are actually going to be really surprising. But we're going to move on to the Renault team, kind of retaking over. Lucky 13 is moving into that management position, taking over for SF1 Stig. SF1 Stig backing out. The big news on the block, SF1 Tom moving from McLaren, going into the Renault team. But Eke, his return, we all know how fast he is if you guys have been with us for previous seasons. Yeah, this is going to be a big return for one of the biggest drivers, fastest drivers too, for SF1. Some of the guys in GP1 are going to have their work cut out for him because Eke is going to make his full return for the Renault team. Lucky is going to jump into that GP2 seat, and he's going to team with Becker for GP2. Nutmeg Two Shots is going to be our brand new GP3 driver, and SF1 Cardinal, a guy that I could drop it on the stream, lives like about 45 minutes away from me. Never met, but ended up finding the same league. SF1 Cardinal is actually coming back to league racing, so it's really good to see. He's teamed up with the Renault team to help out that GP3 title. Eke doesn't even need to qualify. He's that good. Renault is not an easy beat. No. So these teams, I am pretty excited for all of these teams. We're going to jump in. This is going to be a team to beat. Just to make sure. I do have some of the write-ups from some of the teams, so I'll go through that. I do have one from Schoof himself. But Schoof is going to manage the Red Bull team next season, with Schoof partnering up with Mattis Gamer Boss. So no change there for the GP1 team. We have Livid Opossum staying in that Red Bull, as well as Clutchy, a return driver as well. Clutchy is going to make his league racing return to SF1, partnering Livid Opossum in GP2. UR Robbie is going to be in GP3 along with Canarito. So I don't think that this team has changed much at all. But I do have a nice write-up from Schoof. Schoof sent to me, so I'm going to read you guys what he said. So GP1, I'd like to say we have one of the strongest drivers lineup in GP1 grid this season, that being Mattis Gamer Boss. I think he has a real chance for the championship this season. As for me, I recently turned off traction control. This is Schoof talking, as well as ABS, so I assume that my pace isn't going to be as strong at the beginning of the season, so I might not be a contender, but I look to score some solid points as well as when we land at Zandvoort. GP2, Livid Opossum and Clutchy will join forces and be a force to reckon with, as Livid did really well last season in the championship, and Clutchy, a former GP2 champion, will return this season. GP3, Robbie finished second in the championship this last season. And since Phantom has moved up, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, he dropped that, has moved up, I expect him to have a really good season as well. And Ken Rito did his return to league racing the past few weeks with SF1 and looks to improve on a very much good, solid pace bias for this season. So definitely going to look like a strong team for the Red Bull team. So that's it for the Red Bull team. Next team is going to be AlphaTauri. And I do have a write-up from Dalby as well. Let me jump on through there so I can give you guys a look at this. But Aruzia makes his move from Mercedes over to the AlphaTauri team, partnering with a brand new driver here, Paranel for GP1. Dalby is going to manage the team, and Rashi jumping back into GP2 underneath that AlphaTauri name. So good partnership there. Gamerman is going to be in GP3 along with the Gunners. So definitely a strong pairing. I know those two guys know each other quite well. But I'll give you guys a read up of Dalby's. I'm gonna shorten this, Dalby, because you made it really long. But Gamerman had a brilliant season last season and improved on the race. He will bring in decent points for the AlphaTauri team. He does have personal names. I'm not going to get into the personal names, but the Gunners had an unlucky season last season. Has the ability to improve this season, and that's what they're going to look for and work on with him. In GP2, Dalby, team manager, hoping to improve on his consistency and move up the GP2 table. We have Rashi, a very good pace for GP2. We'll be looking at a good points total this season. GP1, new driver, Pyronel, he's talking about joining SF1 and looking to have a good solid start to the season. And Aruzia, big signing for the team, has shown a lot the last season that he can bring in those points when they count in GP1. Excited to see him in the AlphaTauri this season. His experience will help his team and his teammates 100%. So I'll be giving you guys a little chat there on the AlphaTauri team. Now the biggest one, I have one from him too. Let me see. I have to open that one up before I even get into this. There we go. Is the brand new Ferrari team. SF1 Senna moving from the Alfa Romeo team, championship team, to start managing the the Ferrari team, Scuderia Ferrari. And because he won a GP1 or GP2 champion title last season, he now has to move up and get out of the way for somebody else to win the title. Hopefully some of the other guys improve, but SF1 Senna is now going to partner Zero moving from the AlphaTauri team into that Ferrari team. We have Postglad and Rara going to join forces to race in that Ferrari suit, and SF1 Goomba moves to Ferrari to tag with his brother. And big news is another Alfa Romeo driver, SF1 Grimdog, moves to Ferrari this season. So I'll give you guys a run-up of this one, as Marcus sent to me the Ferrari GP3 drivers, one of the longest-serving drivers. He's talking about Goomba, last season AlphaTauri, younger brother of the Ferrari team manager. Partnering Goomba in the Alpha, or not, I keep saying Alpha. Partnering in the Ferrari will be a former GP3 race winner in the multi-podium sitter from last season is going to be Grim. For the Ferrari GP2 drivers, kicks off with one of the informed drivers. They have joined the tail of last season. Postglad partnering with himself as Robert in that red car and his good friend. Consistency will be key for both of those guys. GP1, as a rule, was brought to the team managers must now drive. Yes, this is a new rule this season. Team managers must drive for their team and only their team. He is going to look to have a solid season as much as, the pace. He's going to really, really put down the clamp. And he's going to be partnering with the longtime friend, Benny, and Zero is his name, who's had a solid season last season and actually grabbed the win in Abu Dhabi to finish out the season last season. And that's going to be that solid team for the Ferrari team. It's definitely a team to look out for. Racing Point, we have Bilges still in the team management spot. He's bringing on new blood, though. For GP1, we have EIR Ben and we have EIR Smids that are going to partner both each other for GP1 Go. We have the same duo in GP2, the duo I always talk about, Bill and Devla, always hunting podiums. And then moving from the Renault team, we have Solex. Actually, he moved from the Haas team into the Racing Point team. And we have Johnny Sherbert, who moves from the Renault team over into the Racing Point team. So it's going to definitely be one solid team. We don't know quite how much this team is going to pan out, but I have a feeling to keep an eye on this one. Red Bull is very scary. Definitely. So, brand new Haas team this season. We're going to take a look at these guys. SF1 Panda right now, currently as the manager. We have a new driver joining the ranks. We have Sync Rainer in GP1, and Jono on the men should be able to come back for the first race. He is partnering Sync Rainer in GP1. BR Phantom, moving from that Ferrari team, winning the title last season, now has to go up to GP2. Jumping into the Haas seat, we have Whiffy Winner, who is going to partner him. So two Canadians going to partner each other. And sometimes those, especially the Canadian Grand Prix, I try to stay away from those guys because their pace there is lightning. We have Mr. Johnson jumping into GP3 and a return from this man, I kind of missed him. SF1 Kimmy is going to jump back into league racing, move to PC. However, he's coming back to Xbox, so it's good to see him jump back in with SF1. Good to see him back with the team. So a big one for the Mercedes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move to SF1 Harrison, keeping control of this team. We're going to have him partner with JML, who opted to go to GP1. He said he wanted a challenge. He wants to return, and he wants a GP1 seat. So SF1 Harrison says, you know what? I can't deny you. You're jumping in with me as a teammate for GP1. Fatal Defiance moves from the AlphaTauri team to the Mercedes team. So right now, Bo, SF1 Harrison still needs a GP2 driver. Unfortunately, he's still looking. I do have a write-up from him, but we'll get into that. And GP3, the team that was producing so much gray hair for me last season in GP3. C for Joyce and Robert are going to stay partnered in that team. I'll give you guys a run-up of Harrison's rundown. I think he should send it to me. Okay, so it's on this. 1 second. All right. So his rundown, real short. He's not feeling quite well either. Second in constructors is Mercedes that were run by SF1 Harrison last season in GP3. They're going to keep the same drivers, Joyce and Robert, after an amazing season for both of them. In GP2, they have Fatal Defiance moving into that seat. And right now, he's still hunting for a GP2 driver. So, hey, guys, if you know anybody that's looking for a GP2 seat that has the pace to match everybody, make sure you jump in and let them know that we do have one seat available for these guys. And for GP1, we have Harrison staying yet another. After winning the title, he's staying with JML. So it's going to be a really good, solid season. Looking forward to it. Harrison is looking forward to it. He knows he has a bit of competition coming his way, but that's definitely a key. So the team that won the last combined constructors, Alfa Romeo, is now on the board. SF1 Stig is going to partner Hubdy. No change there. Those guys had quite an incredible season together. Team that knows how to race with each other is going to stay in GP1. Zolo moves from Ferrari to the Alfa Romeo team to partner. Yeah, you're not seeing some kind of blurriness there. Ladies and gentlemen, I personally would like to return to SF1 and race finally. So my big question and ask is if anybody here is watching this can ever help stream a GP2 race. I don't want it to be one person streaming every Friday. If there can be multiple guys, say 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 guys that would be kind enough to offer their time to stream a GP2 race, please let us know, because I am going to partner Zolo for GP2 and make my SF1 return into the Alfa Romeo team. That out of the way, Wrath had a solid season last season, joining late, getting a lot of points. I'm keen to see what he can do. And Phil is moving his way from GP2 down to GP3, and he's going to partner Wrath for that GP3 seat. So that was a big one. I had to bite my tongue for that one until he gets the least points. No. But now we're going to move on to the league tables. You guys will see this. It's only going to be personally updated every week on Discord from now on. We're moving away from Facebook. Facebook is only going to be used for promotional reasons. But Discord is going to be where it's at if you guys want to keep up on the points tables. You guys can see GP3 table is right there. A little bit of a, it's kind of the same, but a little bit more of a refined look to it, I would say. But you guys can see your first race is a Brazilian Grand Prix. Not next week, but the following week, Thursday, February 18th at 20:30. So make sure you see your name on that table. You guys are ready to go. We'll move into GP2's table. Their race is going to follow the next day at the Brazilian Grand Prix. As you guys can see, if you guys' name is on that table, make sure you're there, ready to go. We'll look at GP1. Theirs is going to say the same on Sunday, February 21st is going to be their first race. Same place, same track, same circuit is going to be a good look. But a big difference I made this season is the look of the combined table. So it's a lot easier to read. You guys can see the combined table right there. If you're part of that team on there, that's how you look. Sorry, my wife's making me laugh. But yeah, that's going to be it for this stream. I'm going to give you guys a look at the calendar one last time to make sure you guys are ready. Not next week, but the following week, ladies and gentlemen, is when we'll be back racing. Until then, next week we'll see if we have a nice social Saturday race or a practice race going on. Make sure you guys keep on form with the Discord. We'll make sure if you guys are interested in that, we'll update it and let you guys know what tracks. But until then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are just as excited as we are. We can't wait. The rules that we have in place are getting a little bit of a freshening up, that we are going to drop those at least 2 days before the first race. Carlos and I are working on them right now. We wanted to let you guys also know that the stewards, I know that was a big question last season with some favoritism and some guys not agreeing on some of the stewards' calls or rulings. This season's rulings and stewards are all being done independently, so everybody that is a steward does not race in this league. So they're going to look at it without any kind of favoritism or anything like that. It's going to be fair across the board. So that's one thing that we wanted to make sure that we had in place for you guys coming into this season. But yeah, what a solid time to get excited, and I can't wait. I hope you guys can't wait. We were going to see you guys back, not next week, but the following week with GP3 starting at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Get yourself ready. Get these teams ready, guys. It's been fun. We're going to sign out. Thank you so much for you guys. All the comments that are hitting up on the board. We'll keep you guys in tune. Make sure you jump on that Discord. If you guys have anybody that's interested in SF1, make sure they jump on. We're going to make sure that every Saturday is going to be open for anybody that wants to practice, do a couple laps, and then possibly if they think about wanting to race with SF1, we'll make sure we sign them on as a reserve so they can stay ready in case one of the seats open up. But guys, thank you so much, all the guys in the comments. It's been fun. It took me a while to get all these slides put into place, but that's gonna do it for the stream. Make sure you send it to the people that didn't watch it, because I know a couple guys are league racing. So until then, we will see you guys not next week, but the following week, and I'll catch you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, SF1 signing out. We will see you in 2 weeks' time at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Thank you. Enjoy your week. Stay safe, guys, and we'll see you soon.